What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Henry, and in today's video I thought I would answer what has easily been the most asked question in all of my videos, and that is, what is my MIDI drum setup that I'm using? So I thought I'd break it down, so let's get right into it. Alright, so first we can start with the SPD-S. This is the brains behind the operation. This is the module in which I'm using. Normally you will see an SPD-S used as a drum sampling pad. It has samples and sounds within it already, but in my case I'm using it as a MIDI controller in which I control sounds within my DAW. So yeah, a little different use of it, but I also use this a lot when I play live for different, artists and different occasions. But yeah, this is my baby, this is my go-to, and it also helps me get a realistic feel because as a drummer, I can program and just play on a pad or whatever, but I also like to play just so I get a natural feel of like what it would be if I was actually playing the kit, and I live in an apartment, so this is about as close as I can get to playing drums. All right, so next up we have the Roland PD-128, and this is what I use as my main snare. It's a trigger pad that usually comes with the Roland electronic kit. Whether this one was from the TD30, the TD50 is the newer model. But yeah, this joint I use just so I get the feel of an actual snare, and it just kind of gives me more of a realistic feel as far as like instead of having to play it all on the pads. But yeah, man, I love this thing. It comes in clutch, and this is what I use as my main snare trigger. All right, and lastly, we have the Roland KT-10. This is what I use as my kick pedal. This is a very beautiful, very smooth pedal. The action is incredible, feels good. And to sum it all up, between these three, this makes up my drum set. We have the SPD-SX, we have the PD-128, and the KT-10. And like I said, this just gives me the feel of playing drums without having drums in my apartment and not driving my neighbors crazy. And yeah, I love it. All right, so now let's jump under the hood of Ableton and let me show you guys how I use this within my DAW in my template. All right, here we are in Ableton. And for this video, I'm only gonna do the drum section of my template, but please let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see a full breakdown of my entire Ableton template, and we'll make it happen. All right, so let's start off with the AD Master. AD Master stands for Addictive Drums Master. And this channel basically houses my Addictive Drums VST and is where I get all my Addictive Drums MIDI information. For example, let's record a quick little groove. All right, so now we have a groove, and as you can see, all the MIDI information is here. If I was to go in and I wanted to shift some notes around, maybe make the feel a little different, loosen it up, even quantize, this is where I would do it. But once I have that, I would move on to the AD drum bus, which is the Addictive Drums bus. And this is the bus where it houses each individual sound. When I'm ready to mix, this is what I would normally do. I'll record and enable every sound that I want to be converted to audio, and then I will record it like so. Now we have all of the audio. Now all of the MIDI information is converted to audio. So now when I go forward to mix and I'm working with the stems individually, now I have so much more control and I can process the kick how I want, the snare, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's the Addictive Drums part of the set. All right, now before I move on, I should probably explain to you guys exactly what the drum kits bus is within my template. You guys already saw the Addictive Drums part of it all, but basically this bus houses all of my favorite drum kits that at any given time I'm likely to use. Outside of Addictive Drums, I have another kit that is Rudiments Kit. It's a Native Instruments plugin used within Contact. It has a lot of hip hop sounding kits, and it's just great for that type of stuff. I used it in a couple videos ago, if you want to check that out. But yeah, that is one of my go-tos. And then EXO by XLN Audio. It's another incredible kit. You can store your sounds. They have sounds, but the way it organizes the sounds is super cool. It's like a map with like the kicks being in one section, snares in another, crashes, effects, but they kind of organize them based on how similar they are to the closest sound next to it. So if you're in one section of the kit, you're gonna find a lot of the same kicks with that similar texture, that similar tonality, similar frequency ranges, and same with the snares. It's just really cool to go find something. Like if I'm looking for something in particular, a certain type of sound, I'll go there. And then next we have my drum racks. I just have a drum rack with literally nothing but kicks, nothing but snares, perc hits, claps, hi-hats, shouts, something I use in everyday productions because it just helps me like, all right, I know I want to layer this. This is good for layering. And sometimes when I'm not using my SPD-S, I'll just be on my Midi keyboard, just triggering sounds, trying to find different grooves and coming up with quick ideas. But it's really good for that type of stuff. But yeah, these are like my go-to kits. I don't really have too many, but I have a lot at the same time. A lot to work from, and it just helps me, like I said, with my workflow and just really quickly get ideas out, you know. All right, so next up we have my live percussion bus, and I have my little bucket of goodies here with all my live percussion that I own and have gathered over the years. And within this bus, I have literally each piece of percussion that I own, gave it its own channel. So, you know, if I'm led to lay some live percussion, it's right there and available, because that's the point of templates, in my opinion, just so you can, you know, just jump right to what you need. It's like, for me, I know exactly what I'm gonna use most of the time. You know, when I'm creating, I have my go-to plugins, I have things that I really love, so I always just have it right there available, and I'm lazy sometimes, so I hate having to load stuff when it could take too long, or trying to find something and figure out where it is. Yeah, so I just, like, it's there. I open my session, I know exactly what's there, I know exactly how I can use it. It just really helps with my workflow. So the last bus we have for the drums is the drum layers. And for drum layers, it's pretty much a given that it's arcade. Anytime I'm layering just cool, unique sounds, because arcade, the kits are so beautifully processed and just so creatively processed that it just adds so many nice textures to whatever you're doing, especially with drums. If you're looking for movement, if you're looking to layer, if you're looking to give it just more depth, more body, you can almost for sure find anything you're looking for within these arcade drum kits. And in this bus, I have my favorites: toys, extra perks, trash drums, instead of hats, rhythm culture, drum sesh, drum breaks. These are my favorite kits that add to whatever I'm doing initially with my drums. And yeah, I just love it. Arcade, if you see this output, what's up? Talk to me. This has definitely helped me just become more efficient in creating. All right, so there you have it. That is my drum template as well as my MIDI drum setup, and I hope that was informative for you guys, because a lot of you guys have been asking, but I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot of talking for me. This is still very new, you know, and I'm just really getting used to it. This has pushed me out of my comfort zone as far as like the whole talking while I'm creating and trying to explain in detail. So please bear with me, guys. I'm gonna continue to improve, but I hope that was good enough. If you guys still have more questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. I will gladly answer whatever it is you guys want to know. But yeah, man, we still about to make some music. I hope y'all didn't think we was done. But I felt like for this one, it's no better way, since we talked about drums all day, might as well get started with some drums. So let's get right into it and let's make some music. I'm just having fun at this point. are definitely done. I got an abundance of stuff. I have no idea what I'm about to do with this, but it's a jam-packed loop. Definitely probably overkill, but again, this was fun, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this different type of video. And again, if you guys have any more questions about the drum rig or any questions at all, man, please feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'm always gonna try my best to reply to each and every person. But yeah, until next time, my name is Henry, and I hope you enjoyed this preview. All right, peace out.